So Lucy, what we're doing, it is Lucy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what we're doing really, just to repeat what we were saying, is we've got a community dialogue programme happening in Saffron where we can really look at the issues that impact on people's health locally and then work with the community to resolve those issues, fill the gaps, look at what services need to be provided. And it could be that they are community services such as activities for young people.
Yeah.
So really, what's just your general experience of living in Saffron? What's been good, really, and what's been not so good?
Well, I'm a local tenant. I've lived around here nearly all my life, apart from 3 years when I was living with my children's father in Braunston. Locally, my GP practice is fantastic. I'm with Dr. Thomas and partners, absolutely brilliant. My partners with Saffron Group practice, which aren't quite as brilliant. He doesn't get follow-up for his high blood pressure problems, so his systolic sometimes is 100, 120. They've only changed his medication once. There's no proper follow-ups or anything regarding that, and the general feedback in the area is Saffron Group practice is not that brilliant. Really? Dentistry as well, it's very difficult if you aren't registered with a local NHS dentist to get into an NHS dentist. So where they're trying to develop St Mary's, where they're trying to develop the velodrome, luckily that's fell through. One of the main key issues community-wise is there aren't sufficient GPs, there aren't sufficient NHS dentists to cope with the influx of new tenants, and also the schools are heavily oversubscribed, so where are these people going to go? Also the parking issues, because we've got the football ground, we've got the rugby ground and everything else around it. Community-wise, one of the main issues really is young folk. I've got 2 young daughters. There's not a lot really for them to do in the area. I take them as a responsible parent. I don't let my children walk the streets. Actual organised activities for them is pretty much nil. We're members of the local church on Cavendish Road, Church and Nativity, and most of the things that we do with the children are via our church. Apart from that, my daughter was involved in the graffiti project, which went down a storm in the area. The kids totally enjoyed it, but they were quite reluctant to sign up. The children that regularly attended, there was only about 12 to 15 of them, and I know it was rang in conjunction with Connections. There seemed to be quite a bit of apprehension from the young folk in the area to get involved with it. Perhaps, you know, you're a bit geeky if you did. And what they were doing overnight was fantastic. But if you look at the mural now, which I bet you've got shots of, it's been tagged over, it's been graffitied over, even though there is a shelter further down which has been given by the community to the children, young people. That they can do exactly what they want. It's blacked over every now and again, but there just seems to be a little bit of, I don't know, it's jealousy, I don't know whether it's boredom, and it was tagged over, so they feel a bit despondent, the kids that were involved in it. So there could be more projects like that. We've even offered, and I've got contact these 3 people at Connections to offer our schoolrooms at the church for the young people to do murals. They've never come back to us, so as a church we think we're going to do that project ourselves and fund it ourselves. We're also told that on the far side of the park there's a great big meter box with meter housing, and they were told that City Council, in connection with Connections, were going to provide the funding to do a similar project on there. But whether it's because this one's not been kept nicely by the kids in the community is why they've not done that, I'm not sure.